In the air to right, and he did it again!
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow.
Welcome back to the Love These Two broadcast. We got Clash Season 2. The Pearl Conference Week 1 is finally complete. Got a little bit of controversy right out the gate here in Clash Season 2. Mostly in the Diamond Conference, but here as well in the Pearl Conference. We have a little bit, not too bad. We figured it out. Let's go to Discord to kind of break it down for you if you're new. Okay, here we go. Once again in the unofficial Baseball Clash server here in Discord. Week 1, Diamond, we're not really talking too much about that. As you can already see, we already did the Star Carnival. You can go check that out. I'll also post it. But Let These Two versus Dennis the Padres. And how it went is kind of draft order, where I was the number 1 overall draft. Dennis was 8. So that's kind of how it works. So 1 will play 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. So that's not really like, who's the best or not, just kind of the random order. The Lefties 2 versus Dennis, and Marco versus Mental Midget, Colt versus EvilPrime, Corpse Commander 0, and Brian. And that's where the snafu is at. We'll get to that one at the very end. So we're going to start off with my games here, Lefties 2 versus Dennis. But again, just looking at it, right? I'm not going to get into this standing part, draft. We're going to talk more about that in the Diamond Conference video, which should be tomorrow. But we have a whole entire breakdown of stats, videos, highlights. Even last season stuff is there as well. Again, man, like, YouTuber stuff, as well as just general conversation and different aspects of Baseball Clash. So guys, join in the Discord. It's free, and a lot of opportunities to play and be a part of a community. Let's go to game 1 against Lefties 2 and Dennis. All right out the gate here, we got game 1. Myself versus Dennis from the Padres. Dennis was a Lefties 2 a long time ago. I even think he might have been part of Lefties, but he's been playing a long time. And checking out my team, right out the gate, little snafu. He's going off with Wade and then Roger, where I have Mei-Ling and Murdoch. But I got Hanzo coming out the gate. People go like, why are you batting Hanzo leadoff? Well, as we all know, I've done videos before. Maybe you don't know. Sometimes your worst batter, if you put him in that leadoff spot, the algorithm kind of leads to offense. It's not looking good right now. But also, last season I checked my stats with Jack, hit like 300. So I think I can hit 300 with Hanzo. And I went to the championship game against Matthew Tupper, and if I can get like 400 out of Hanzo, might be good. And strike 3, well, that backfired pretty quick there. But this is game 1, so we got a lot of opportunities to go. A lot of game 1 nerves, man. Opening day nerves once again. And honestly, I did not want to be a part of this season, just mostly to the commentary, be unbiased. It's stressful, man. It's like to actually play these games, there's a little bit more stress to it, just because there's actually stakes. Cool thing is, you don't pay to be in this, but you want to win, and top 3 wins. So, $100, $150, $250, that's amazing, right? Okay, now it's like at that first at bat, kind of feeling out Wade. Really got to see how he's pitching. Oh, missed it late on a fastball. That is quite unfortunate. Antonio batting over 600 for me. And that's a great pitch. Good job. That's a great full count pitch. Well done, Dennis. And this is it. I told him, after these games are over, I did tell him, man, this first inning was kind of a work of art in a lot of ways. Get me over curveball right there. Nice location. Still dangerous pitch. To players like me, I typically like the first pitch strike, but that curveball, man, Wade that's one of his most deceptive pitches, is that up top curveball, and swung on a bad change. So 3 up, 3 down for me. Not great. Dennis needs 1 run, and he wins it off. And he starts off with Willie, big Willie Styles all in it. getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Now, a good thing about Willie, high contact, average, better than average speed, even like 184 speed for 13 is pretty good for this old man. Looking at strike one though, Mailing knuckleball coming in, already looking a little bit dangerous there. And it's pretty tough because the knuckleball matched the 97 mile per hour fastball, even 98 at times, can be pretty dangerous. So getting strike three right off the gate, that's the plan, right? Get that spin up there. So now I have Nia as my catcher with that spin if I can get that knuckle. So that's kind of one of the kind of things that I think Miniclip did with the buff with Mei Ling is giving her that knuckle to get more strikeouts. Because again, when she first came out, it was a lot easier to get strikeouts with her, and the spin would go up; it would increase. So getting people to swing out of their shoes out of it. So it's a pretty tough weapon, and I'm glad I had her at 14, mainly for Clash League. She's my second pitcher for Clash League, even when she had the forkball. So my draft was kind of a weird draft for me, but I think we can get some work done with Mei Ling. Because my second pitcher, Murdoch, is the one I got to be worried about. 2 outs here, so that's a good sign. Got to get it back to the top of the 10th. There we go. And again, I'm pretty sure this is Dennis's inaugural season, his rookie season in Clash season. So appreciate the fact that he joined in. Good guy, and it's a tough one. Going to see where they line up. So 2 strikes here, 1-2 count, and gets him to pop it out. All right, good. So little game 1 jitters for him as well, it looks like. So now should be all set, right? Should be all set. Get that out of our system, and let's go play some baseball, man. Top of the 10th, we got some runners already on, and Durant batting 4th for me. Just got over 1,000 home runs with him. So that's pretty exciting, but nice to have a couple people that I drafted that are actually level 14 in my lineup. Because I only really have about 9 position players at level 14, where I have most pitchers I have leveled up, as I want that to happen before. I don't really use a lot of other players. I'm just trying to get the pitchers out of the way. Robinson, okay, got a little blooper. Durant, Robinson up, bases loaded. And again, with friendly games, Robinson's his skill does not exist. Right? So he is as he is. A terrible defensive player, solid offensive player, contact power and speed, right? So he doesn't come with defense at all, but it's okay. Base on ball. Walks in a potential winning run. Good eye by me. Didn't chase there. All right. Missed an opportunity for a gapper. Got the Roos. And same power as Robinson, just a little bit less contact, but quickly up 0-2 here. And that's in the zone. Able to pull that outside fastball, get 2 runs across. This is what we're talking about. But again, when you're going into 10th inning here, you want to at least get 3 minimum, just because of an accidental home run in the bottom of the innings in extras ties it up instead of you lose. So 3 is the typical minimal threshold of runs you want to get in extras, right? Just for any kind of accidental home run. All right. So Martina coming up. Again, she has that potential power, but that contact, 215 at level 13 is going to get a couple runs across here. And are we going to go test Ruth out right away? Yes, we are. And he should have been an out. Call shenanigans on that one. That play usually gets him out, and we got lucky. So 5 runs, and then Nia with her high contact, high speed combination. That is what 6-0, putting the hurt on early. And 6 is better than 3, right? That's my number, right? A 6-pack is better than 3 beers, unless those are like 40s. Then we're talking. But like Mei Ling pops it up to Santiago, and Nia smartly tags with using that speed at the bottom of the lineup. That's kind of like how I want. Hanzo coming up again, struck out in that top of the 9th inning. Got a runner on 3rd, but this is where that nerf action typically comes, even if you do hit strikes. So we'll see what happens. And ball 2, good eye. But Dennis is still kind of playing here. That's nice to see. One of the tiebreakers is, in fact, runs. That was a strike. Again, Hanzo, 174 contact, 162 power. Not going to help too much. Another strike right there. So you get the nerf action, nerf or nothing. And right now it's a little bit of both, nerf and nothing. And another strike. And ooh, there we go. That's called a fielder's choice. That would not be considered a hit in real baseball. Fielder's choice is what that would be. But doesn't get the RBI in. Should be a double play. But Antonio's speed. Oh, do a slow motion replay of that one. But 6-0. So, again, we don't take our opponents, lightly here. Don't underestimate. And it is, remember, this season is a double header. We play each player plays their opponent twice. So double games here. Got one quick out there. Santiago pops it up as well. This is where the tilt comes in. Let me just get out of these and get to game 2. Right? Game 2, I'll be the home team. And a little knuckleball down there. Mei-Ling might do pretty well for me. It's going to take a lot of patient batters to come up there and be patient with the knuckle. And oh, nice, Alexandra keeps the game alive. And we're going to get a run across. There we go. Not over yet. Not over yet. Mei-Ling gives up a run. Doesn't get that shutout. Well, trying to get that Cy Young. Trying to get that Cy Young award here in week 1, but an early run given up, even in garbage time, man. Yeah, strike 2. All right. So 98.1, man. That's a little bit better than 97, right? And Matthew's going to pop it up. So game 1 goes to moi. Go to game 2. Let this load up first. Boom. Game 2 coming up. All right, here we go. Game 2. Dennis is going to be pulling out Roger, and I'm home team this time. Again, kind of a little backwards where Dennis is the home team, even though I was number 1 seed overall draft. Not even a seed, but either way, the commissioner wrote the schedule, so we just kind of follow it. But again, like I said, it is all 2 games for every team. And next games will be against Marco versus Mental Midget. And we will have a little bit of breaking news with Willie, a nice little dribbler to first base, get the early out number 1. That's what you want to see right there. It's interesting as Willie batting leadoff. He does have high contact and decent speed. Andre, tough batter, the high contact, high power. Again, average speed, right? Good throwing. So, one of the better players in the game, top 15 player out of the top 100. You guys go check that out. Matt and I both ranked our top 100 players. And nice little bloop to first base there too. Out number 2. And this is one of the things you got to get off the week 1 nerves here. He's going to lay down a bunt. Nice bunt. Robinson, not a great third baseman. Has speed, but not really, not a good arm out there at third base. So it's kind of a weak spot there. And all right, gets the out. Rosa, dangerous batter, but swinging at the first pitch, low. All right, Hanzo on base percentage of 500 after that first game, but a fielder's choice and a strikeout. So he's going to try to remember, as I said in game 1, my leadoff batters last season would hit 300 in, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Like that's 15, 16 games, he hit 300. So it's not that great. So Hanzo here, making me look smart, making me look like a genius as a manager. Right there. Nice little blooper in, and now he becomes the winning run. See if we can get him across. Roger being one of the OG pitchers. The hard part is that a lot of really old players, experienced veteran players have seen everything Roger's thrown out. So a lot of time, it's just a matter of consistency and getting the right spots and a little bit of baseball class magic. Walks him on 4 pitches there. But again, when we see him, in certain backgrounds, certain stadiums, it makes the balls easier to see. Oh, that's a tight pitch, right? 50-50 ball right there. Look good. But nonetheless, 1 out. 1 out. All right, winning run still at second base than Hanzo. Dot, 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 dot. All right, ball one. Ooh, that's a good pitch right there. I mean, I was able to see it and take it, but that's a double play waiting to happen. And nice job with that curveball once again. And it looks so good. The ball in that red sky, clouds moving. Nice. That's even better curveball. Gets a 2-2 count. Trying to get to the top of the 10th. And changeup didn't work. It worked in game one against Hanzo, where he just laid that changeup. We're doing a little hit and run. Runners are in motion. And to the window, one hops the wall. Hanzo comes in for the game winner. 2-0 sweep here in week one for Ben. All right, let's go to game two, or series two.
Breaking news reports.
This just in, Mental Midget makes monstrous mistake in the draft, and we're here to report exactly what went down. As you guys can see here, Mental Midget in round number 5 selected Emily in his draft. Now, of course, according to the draft rules, this is over several weeks, right? We have 7 weeks schedule. Emily was only boosted, so I even reported in the draft review that Mental Midget must be spending some money to get Emily up sight unseen, right? So the mistake here is that there was a big vote. Should he have to keep Emily? And majority voted, and he was able to sub in one player for that. And let's find out exactly who he may have subbed in if we can figure this out right now before the game even starts. So let's see. There's Emily right there, right? We don't know who we brought in. We don't know. So we're going to have to figure out from the lineup. But let you guys know, if you guys are thinking Mental Midget should have Emily in his lineup, I don't disagree. But again, we did put it to a vote. And therefore, Mental Midget was able to not have to play with Emily. So, monstrous mistake, taken care of. Taken care of. All right, here we go. Mental Midget's name, Paul. All right. So we have game one. And I believe it is from Marco's perspective. Actually, it is Marco's YouTube channel. And Paul here, aka Mental Midget, will be throwing out Eric. And the cool thing is you guys can see how the thumbprint on the left side there for Marco. Marco will have Shitaro and Caroline, where Paul has Eric and Jay. Don't know how these games are going to go out. Don't know the results. This should be fun here in game one. And oh boy, already, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? All right, we got to figure out how not to mess with the game so we don't flop back and forth. But a good quick one out for Paul. And Ricky, Pretty Ricky doing pretty good things, making pretty good change. That is an ideal way to do it. There's a guy in the Star Carnival batting Ricky like 5th or 6th or something. Like, why? Level 9, put him in the 9th inning. Just like that, single up the middle. All right, Marco's messing around a little bit. That messing around does nothing. The bunt flashers. I'm not a big fan of bunt flashers. Ricky's in motion. I had a hit and run. Nice recovery. 3 up, 3 down. Nice job, Paul. Nice job, a.k.a. Mental Midget. Tip of the cap. Good pitching, bad hit. Hey, I like the sportsmanship, boys. Okay, so he's going Caroline game one. All right, that's interesting. Caroline game one, and then trying to steal it with Shitaro game two, it looks like. Unless I got it out of order. I don't know. Just looking at the YouTube. By the way, this is Marco's YouTube page. So Jackson at shortstop. Not bad. Interesting spot. Interesting spot. All right. I will post the draft review just for you guys to understand who has what. We'll be able to watch it, but again, may not see everybody's lineup, depending on how quickly these games go. But one quick out. Ball 2. Good eye. Annie batting second here. Nice strike. Little fork ball. Slowed it down on him. All right, here we go. Going up top shelf. And ball. Chasing waterfalls. Mickey jumping for no reason. That is the third baseman's ball, technically. Unless, third baseman. I guess Tyler. Tyler, a solid offensive weapon here. I don't like the fact that Marco, you can't see the stats of the player. He doesn't have those on. I like looking at those from my own point of view, but not my point of view. So just commentate, Ben. All right. But trying to get to the bottom of the top of the 10th here. Again, Paul here, mental midget, could get an easy walk off. Power and contact is Tyler's thing. No skills really in this game. He has 0 skills. As you can see, another little fancy. Mickey just being a ball hog, catching in the shortstop territory. But hey, we're going to the 10th inning. And speaking of the devil, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You're recording it. Know you're a little frustrated. First time for everything. And Mickey pops it up to a shortstop. Right? That's ironic. Jackson, big Jackson, got to the championship game last season with me. Had a couple double plays but overall, good defense. Good defensive first baseman, good contact, good power. And a potential triple play or double play at least. Wade. All right. Easy double play. I forgot how many outs there were. But Paul, man, he is pitching up a storm with Eric. Batting 383 with Kevin. I'm thinking that Paul's an auto batter. If I had to take a guess here. But, whatever. Do what you got to do. You win the games. 0-2 count. Good eye. If he is auto batting, he has got a pretty good eye up there. Oh, 3-0. Being careful. Trying to get that ground ball is definitely a potential triple play. He's going to not swing it east. That's going to be game over. Wow. That's pretty unfortunate. But game over. Game 1 goes to Paul, the mental midget. All right, here we go. Paul gonna be pulling out Jay for this game 2. Trying to get that series tie now, where Paul's gonna get that sweep. All right, it's only 2 games, so there's no rubber match really until the playoffs. So don't want to make these 21 games. That would be insane. It's already hard enough to get scheduled 2 games with these people over a week span. But Shitaro, Marco needs to get it done here. And Phoenix coming out the gate. Nice little bloop single. She does that, and she is new and improved offensive weapon with a potential ability to steal. Again, that's why I like having their skills shown because it's a little reminder that if Phoenix steals, she's got a little extra boost to her step. But Shitaro, man, a lot of great players can hit Shitaro, especially before the velocity's there. So it makes them, kind of like almost a 2-pitch pitcher because that sweeper doesn't really come into play too much. Does have a little bit of ability against righties, I would say. But, Annie causing trouble once again. And she was on my team last season, and she is a tough cookie to crack. And that's an early 1-0 lead. Marco is in trouble. Tyler coming up. All right, trying to add some. And Tyler, little fancy out. He is 0 for 2 with his fancy out. So he is consistent. And disconnection from Paul. Uh-oh. But again, just if there is an actual disconnection, Marco, man, you got to stop checking so much on these recordings. A little nervous. Just trust your phone. All right, Paul. Uh-oh, got gameplay in the background. Something's going on. Strike 1. We don't know what's going on here, but hey, this is live, so to speak, right? Not really, but the game is what's going on, man. Even the all right, look at that nice car, nice little spot there. Service, connection, waiting for opponent. Oh boy. Gotta make sure the connection is there. How long is this gonna take? All right, we're back. And runners in the corners. Now again, we can always call foul on this one as Wade gets another run in. If something like that does happen, bad throw, and still got the out. There you go. Not bad there. And shoot. Uh-oh. I don't. Ways up. Why didn't you guys replay this game? This is ridiculous. You guys should have replayed this whole game, man. I'm going to fast forward through this because there's some definite shenanigans where there should be 2-0. Guys, if there's something that goes on in the system, you guys need to stop what you did, replay it, put things back, right? 3 outs, 1-0. I protest this game. There should be 2 runs scored. Instead, there's 1. And if both players aren't talking foul, then fine. But there's a big internet connection in the middle. I would have just stopped it, reset, get Paul back, who he had on. Now he's swinging out of his shoes. Okay, 0-2 count. I don't know, man. I disagree with this game, but whatever. We're going to call it. It's not my job to protest. Players got to protest themselves. And good pitch there from Paul. Jay is going to be a problem, man. Jay can be a problem for a lot of people. Sure. Not even near. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. 1 out. Paul's up 1-0. Trying to get that 2-0. Trying to get it to 2-0 here. And nice. Get him on. Got to get some hits here. Ricky got a hit last game. I don't know what he's doing, man. That's going to be a frustration swings right now. Or he just doesn't see Jay at all. That's strike. Ooh. Out of swung. So I can't blame him. It looked good. Yep. Tip of the cap there. Still don't like this game at all, but Paul's winning. So, if anything, he lost a run, and that's a game over. 2-0. 2 wins to 0. All right, let's go to the third series. Here we go. We got Colt versus EvilPrime. And this is going to be a good one. EvilPrime from Sato. Colt. He was the Scarlet Conference overall, number 1 overall last season. Lost in the conference finals. Ended up getting 3rd place. So not too bad. He's going to be running out Mueller first. He does have Fernandez going in the second game, where EvilPrime, point of view, he has Riley and Maria. So both 2 lefty sidearmers, which is going to come different views. One's coming fast, one's coming slow. Mueller, definitely an interesting twist here. I do like the fact he's going Fernandez second. Let's see how he does well. Again, last season, Colt just dominated the league pretty much with Jay as his primary pitcher. I mean, his only pitcher because we only had 1. Remember, that's a new twist, 2 pitchers. A quick out here to start the game with Jack. All right, Gina. Both these players are silver level C players. All right. Just kind of give you an idea how much they play. Maybe tell you how good they are to each other, but they just tell you how much they play, kind of where they stand in the top 1,000, What? Double Gina, that's good. Got Morgan batting second, opposite field, and this is going to get a Ryan. There he is to save the day, keep the double play alive. And I like that backdoor throw just in case EvilPrime forgot Ryan as an arm. All right, but Wilson. Great pitch. Could be a double play. Oh, got him. Delay. I hate that delay. It's so safe, but got it. All right. That could have cost him. Runners in the corner, 1 out, and pitching at nothing. Riley's coming up. Again, Riley's been nerfed quite a bit, and that's a good way to start it out. Jack, solid third baseman. I should know. He was on my team also last season. So, Jordan batting 2-hole. Great spot for him. Again, 1 run wins it here. So, EvilPrime trying to get it into that 10th inning. But Jordan, last season, I believe in the Scarlet Conference, day run had Jordan, and he hit like 1,700. Right? I don't even know. He got out like twice. The dude is just disgusting. But Riley's trying to get out of it. He does have Rose, adding that extra control to legendary pitchers, which is great because EvilPrime has 2 legendary pitchers going back to back. So Rose is a good choice for him. Right, trying to be a little careful. Got the extra power with Kaya. Summoning the power and nice pitch inside jam sandwich. 2 outs. All right, Murray. Big Murray. Good power here. Good contact. And just like that, a little blooper. And why are you going to play a game, bro, with 10% battery on your phone? Like you're about to record. I don't know, man. Runners in the corners. We're back here, and he gets it done. I don't know what he's doing there, but dangerous. Anyways, guys, here's a learning lesson, right? Learning moment. Make sure if you're going to play and record a game that's you're potentially going to win money, have a decent phone battery life, right? Schedule around your phone battery life. Either way, got out of the inning. Ball. The Japanese umpires. Ball. Oh, Dexter. Look at that. He zooms over there again. Dexter is on my team last year also. Did have some clutch moments to save the day, but that one could cost him, and it does right there with Brock Brockington getting the clutch, leading run, right? You got to get at least 3 here. Colt can hit him like anybody. You want to have that one as a strike. That's a tough one. Those RPM ball. Ooh. All right, guys. Jam EvilPrime in. He likes those sinkers in. Those bunt. That's 2 RPM balls that are, it's rough, man. It's essentially a ball if it's not in the zone because nobody in their right mind is swinging at it unless they get lucky. But full count. Rose gets the gap. Should be able to stop him, though. There you go. Rose is on my team, too. I miss these players that were on my team, but they're not anymore. I didn't bring a lot of people back. Wanted a fresh start. Fresh start. Man, that's 3 balls in that spot that it could be potential ground balls, but, just RPM in that corner. Ooh, dangerous pitch. Bases loaded, 1 out. Christine not heavy on the contact. And the grand slam happens anyways. Oh, man. EvilPrime making Mueller pay with the changeup. 5-0. Say it ain't so. Man, remember, Colt went like 6 or 5-2, I think, last season. Could have been 6-1 in the regular season. So he can win these games and come back. It is potential. I gotta stop bumping the mouse. All right, but the hit parade keeps it coming with Riley getting a hit. This is the hard part, man. This is the makes it tough. Makes it tough. That's why the playoffs are so important. Because once you get in the playoffs, it's best 2 out of 3, and you can use your best pitcher twice. So, just kind of having fun there, huh? Having a little bit of fun. And the idea there is potentially make him tag. So, if the guy goes for the tag, he's going to do that stupid animation where he kind of spins and, allowing Jack to get safe at first. So, there's a reason for that, not just to kind of completely mess around. All right, here we go. And full count, 2 outs. That's I don't know why he did that, but maybe because he's throwing a strike. But it's 5-0. Again, man, you got runners on. Riley is not that good, right? Even at 14. So Colt's seen a lot of Riley. He knows how to come back on a Riley. 5 runs is difficult to come back on friendlies, though. So, but if you look at last season in the Violet Conference, Matthew did that. He did do that against Juan. So it's possible. Full count, bases up. Bases are loaded, no outs, and pitcher's up. So hopefully you don't get a double play here. That wouldn't be ideal, but we're trying to get it back over to the top of the lineup, right? Get the big boppers back up. 2-2 count. All right. Tough decision here. Strike 3. Not the worst case scenario. Oh, wow. Never mind. Ryan's batting last for him. That's tough. That is potential double play. Got 1 out and safe. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Oh, my God, dude. Are you kidding me? Dexter going to bloop it in there. He does. Oh my goodness. Dexter coming through. Now we got some high contact, 202 contact, 189 power. Neville's extra boost now puts him in a good spot for a tie here. Oh man. Bottom of the lineup, not choking completely. Still 2 outs. Long ways to go, but now 1 hit away. And is Gina? No, she's not. Ryan's going to come through and score. Now a winner. I told you, don't sleep on the Colt, man. Jordan coming up. This is the tough part. Jordan's a good hitter. Already got 1 hit in the game. Strike. Oh, boy. He's a good hitter, man, but getting 2 hits in the game with Jordan is tough. They usually kind of nerfed him, man. But here we go. Just swinging that garbage there. 1-2 count. Got to be patient. Got to look at get your pitch. 2-2 count. Clutch. Got some stones on him. And Jordan is a strike. Oh, Neville couldn't get it tight. Game 1. Let's go to game 2. All right, here we go. Get it back in there. This time it's from Colt's perspective as Maria is going to be thrown into the mix. Again, similar delivery as Riley, just a hell of a lot slower, but better control. So that is good. And still not a lot of spin. So movement is supposedly there. I don't see it too much. But Colt, man, he almost had it. He almost had that comeback, right? That grand slam. Christina grand slam definitely did not help at all. But Mueller is a tough pitcher to kind of go out there and get some wins with, especially when you get a bind. And he did get a little bad luck with some of those 2-seamers that were RPM'd out of the zone. So a veteran player like EvilPrime able to see that a mile away and kind of just spit on it. But Colt, he's a veteran. He's got a good chance of coming back here, getting the win, getting the split. So far, the first 2 have been sweeps from myself and Paul, Mental Midget. So we're all good here. Trying to get a competitive juices flowing. Again, EvilPrime trying to go 2-0 to kind of stick with everyone else at the top of the standings. But, it's 7 weeks. It's a long time here. Kaya getting it done. Again, Kaya is back with Colt. He had her, I believe she was the MVP of that Scarlet Conference, and with Colt, for good reason, she definitely put it to work. It is funny, though, that if you guys can look at the awards from last season, that I, who got, won the conference, didn't have a single player on the first team all conference. Pretty cool. I could take it. But ground ball there, not good. So, Maria, again, it is an interesting way of doing this because going Riley quick and then now Maria, it's like throwing a changeup with the same release, which can possibly mess with opponents in a back-to-back setting when the pitcher, we know as human beings, we typically pitch similar ways. Baku, what you going to do? Another guy that was on my team last year, probably my team MVP. If I had to say anything. Mike, what is he doing? What are you doing, bro? I really hope that doesn't come back to bite him on that one, Colt. Colt's a better player than that. But Fernandez is the lockdown, right? He went from Jay to Fernandez. So we'll see how he is, man. I personally love going against Fernandez nowadays. Again, the 3 balls in a row to get boosted is out of the question. And all right, spam in that corner, 4 in a row. Okay. Fuck around if you want to, bro. Again, you're playing. There's going to be a couple players in this conference you can do that with. All right. Coming back. That's a nice little 4-seamer right there. I love it. I love it. I love it already. And Jack, be nimble. Kind of threw him off on that one. Wait, it worked out for him, but you fuck around and spam if you want to, man. Spam those corners. There will be some people to get outs, but and Dexter taking forever, and he gets the out. Highlight real time, baby. Nice job. Dexter coming through at third base there, making it look too close. Looking good, but Gina was quick. And if you can get those, 232 outs, that really helps. In this case, I think 222 if she's 13. Either way, 1 more out to take the split. Morgan, I'm not liking Morgan in that third spot. I'd rather have her batting leadoff. You know he has Jack, but Jack's only boost is an extra speed. So you can put Jack a little further down. I think it was Morgan having better contact and better speed. The potential power later in the game, you want her to come up. So leadoff is probably your best bet because if she does come up in the 12th, it'll probably be coming back around in the 11th or 12th. And that's the old ball game. They split it. Nice job, Colt. They split it 1-1, 1-0 victory. Nice comeback. All right, here we go. We got game 1 in the 4th series as it comes up. Hopefully, a little bit better. Okay, so Brian is Luna, but it's Eijun, the sponsor of this whole tournament. He's got Josh. Sad thing for Brian. Brian did a great job last season with Josh in the Violet Conference, but he's going with Michelle and Garcia. So, not the best pitchers you want to go with the 14-game regular season, but we'll see what it goes. But again, you've got to play 2 games, got to get it done. Eijun he's going to have all 14 players. He's got a sick lineup. Again, I did kind of protest, not his fault, his draft, just because, again, the person drafting for him already knew the surprise draft order, so not really fair, but he did get 2 of the best pitchers in the game with Josh and Luna, starting here game 1 with Josh. And, again, at the end of the day, you can have all the level 15s you want, but you still got to get the W's. And Brian is no slouch, as he did finish. Actually, he finished 3rd last season with a surprise Week 7 loss that kind of dropped him to that 3rd place, which wasn't good for him because that Josh kind of didn't get to that conference finals, which was really trying to get to, which put him out. That 2nd place would have been big for him if he would have got there, but it did not happen. So either way, he is here this time, and he's going to go with Michelle and Garcia. So 14 game season, a lot of pretty decent sample size to kind of find your mistakes, but he does have some solid hitting, as that's kind of how he drafted Mark and then Hammer, 2 big boppers in the top of the lineup, and then Dave. Again, that's one of the things about Brian's team last year. His offense wasn't. He had a couple offensive games, but it was mainly his pitching that really dominated. So his offense he's going complete opposite from his draft last season, and now he has 3 of the biggest boppers in the game, back to back to back. I like it. It's a good strategy, and we'll see how it works out for him. Because again, even with Josh and Luna, a lot of veteran players are starting to see them a little better. And that's a Dave bomb. Again, Dave was not present last season as he just was introduced, I believe. And that is a 3-run home run to start the season, game number 1. And he's got 2. Oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare trying to pitch. He's going to give Michelle and Garcia enough firepower where they can make mistakes. And 4 straight hits, almost a ground rule double there. Giro, get used to that. That's level 14 now. And then frickin' Martin. Oh my goodness, this is going to be you got to play 2 games back to back with these guys. It's a nightmare. Good idea. Turn off notifications when you're playing a recorded game. Just a thought. Just an idea. Just a thought. My thoughts. I don't know. Helps out. Anyways, the guy's got this is 7-hole. Harden is your 7-hole. That's amazing. So he's got 6 straight hits to start this game, and Josh is doing a lot of nothing. Chasing that slider inside. Is it 6 straight hits? 5 straight hits. 3 runs out. This is the 6th hole. Okay, so 5 straight hits to start the game. What a way to open a season up, man. Right? Eijun, the sponsor, goes out there, spends the dollar bills to get his lineup to 14 and just gets smoke showed on game 1, right? It's a long season, guys. It's going to take about 2.5 months, 3 months to get the whole season, including the playoffs, in. But holy crap, 6 straight hits to start this game. And drops that curveball in there again. And Josh, his curveball was nerfed, so it's a little easier to see that curveball. Drop All right. Harper coming in. Second base, Harper. You got Jay Sung at shortstop. All right. First legitimate out. Non-Giro cannoned out. He's going auto bat, too. That's the interesting thing about this whole situation. He is auto batting his way to these hits. And after all that said and done, going the hard way, only gets 3 runs. So 6 hits, 3 runs. That's that Dave bomb, but 3 runs. Dangerous though. Ren will be 14 next week, so that'll be pretty good. God, dude, turn off notifications. And there he is, Ren. Again, Michelle is going to need, for a lot of players, man, Michelle's going to need some run support. And, good thing he's bringing the heat. Harper already at 14. Probably one of the first 14 Harpers out there. Maybe, because people had Harper at 14 a while back, so that's a possibility. Not sure, but I'd be willing to bet a little bit. He's top 10 Harper at I don't know, who knows. And swinging at that, you're not going to win much if you're going to swing at that, right? Again, take note, everybody. Take note. Pitching's going to be there, and got to go 2, go 1, safe at 1. All right, so got to go to work here. Giro, he's at level 12 right now. Guess what? Again, spoiler, he's at 14 week 2. So it's all coming back. But I would definitely put Giro a little higher. But, the speed at level 14 is going to be over 200. Contact is already going to be high. Power, if you're on time, is going to be there. And nice job there with Michelle getting it in there. And strike 2. All right, here it is. 1 strike to go. Bring in the heat. Changing it up on him. Level 14, Michelle. This is how it works, guys. You guys should watch this. And Giro, third out. Game 1 goes to Brian. Nice win there. Nice job. Let's go to game 2. Breaking news once again. We have a situation. Eijun drops the ball, takes the forfeit. Now, what happens is very simple, is that we have a schedule, right? We got to play 2 games in 1 week span. And again, the game never got scheduled. And again, the idea is if you're going to schedule it, why don't you just schedule it? Both games, get them out of the way. It's about 30 minutes maximum. And that's if your name is Sean. But most people are playing 5-minute, 10-minute games. So maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes is all you need to find time for to play the game. Again, it's hard when you're in different countries. But so Brian is going to take 2-0 into week 1, where Eijun is going to drop it and go to 0-2. And let's go to the Discord. Explain the week 1 standings. Okay, so the standings aren't there as of yet. This is last season, but we're going to get into give you guys a little heads up on the Star Carnival bracket. As you guys can see, for this coming week, Sean is going to be going against Smokey Bear. I think right here, the odds on favorite, if I had to go, is Smokey the Bear. Stephanie Martin versus West Day. West Day probably had the best hitting out of all 8 players, I guess. So I think he would take that. Now, Jay Sizzle, Bronny James. I think here it's going to be, I don't even know. I saw, let's see, Jay Sizzle played Sean. Too bad hitting. Ronnie played Smokey the Bear, bad swinging. I'm gonna go Jay Sizzle just because he got a win in against Sean there. I think Jay Sizzle takes it, but still 2 bad hitters out there. Graybeard versus Prop. This is winner. I don't know. Both these players did not hit well. I'm going to go with Prop in this one to kind of stay alive. But that's pretty much it there. Let's take a look, right? Again, guys, check out the Discord. I'll put the link as well as other Marco's YouTube channel. But as always, guys, thank you guys for watching on the Lefties 2 broadcast. We'll see you next time.